Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear students, how are you all? I hope that you are all well by the grace of Almighty Allah. All of the viewers who will enjoying, who will watching my, who are watching my class, Assalamu alaikum. We all know that it is still pandemic time and the situation outside is not, around the world is not up to the mark, is not safer for us. So the situation is not great for opening the school institutions. That's why it is still remain off. But we cannot sit down idly. That's why already we have lost an entire year for this pandemic. But it is our life. We should go ahead abide by the rules and regulation of health. And first of all, I would like to request all of my students and viewers, please stay home. If you do not necessarily to go out, then you should stay at home. Then always wear the mask whenever you go outside. These are the common rules and regulations. These are the common motto for all of us, not only for the students but also for the teachers, for the guardians, and for the people of all parts of life. You know, it is still pandemic time. The government has taken the decision that they would reconsider about the vacation, whether it will extended or whether the student will open on next month or not. We don't know. But we have to study, because as you all know that in the March 2020, the government has published an assignment on each class based on their respective books. Class 6 to 9, they have already published the assignment. So we should go on and we should start our study, start our lesson. And that's why today I have come here to take a class. Actually, all of the time we take classes on our textbooks, on our grammatical items, on our other subjects. But today I would like to share with you the basic of a particular paper, because I know that the students who were in class 8 in the previous year, they are now promoted to class 9. But most of the students, I believe most of the students do not know about the basic of a subject. So I am an English teacher, and now it is my duty to share the mark distribution, share the fundamental topics of my subjects, English subjects. You know that in class 9 you have two papers, English first paper, English second paper. But you remember in class 8 you have only one paper, that is called only English, that contains 100 marks. But on the other hand, in class 9 you have 200 marks on two papers. In first paper containing 100 marks and second paper containing another 100 marks. So today I will discuss with you about second paper, the mark distribution of second paper. Let's start with that. In class 9 you see you have full marks 100 and you have two division in which the 100 marks are distributed. These two are A, grammar part, and B, writing part. Grammar part, there are 60 marks, and in writing parts there are 40 marks. So 40, the 60 and 40 will be 100. And now I will discuss with you the grammar items which contain 60 marks. First of all, here I write down the grammar which contains 60 marks. You have only 25 marks in class 8 on grammar, and there were 5 items. But here in class 9 you have 60 marks and you have 11 items. You have 11 items to you have 11 items to answer which contain 60 marks. Let's start then. First of all, you have fill the gaps with clues. Fill the gaps with clues that contains 5. In number 2, you have fill the gaps without clues. It also contains 5 marks. In number 3, you have a completing a table. It also contains 5 marks. Number 4, you have right form of the verbs. Use of right form of the verbs. It also contains 5 marks. I have already written the name of 4 grammatical items that containing each part containing 5 marks. That means 4 into 5, it's 20. Then we move on. Number 5, we have narration. Narration or speech. Here we contain another 5 marks. Number 6, we have changing sentence or transformation of sentence. Changing sentences. It contains 10 marks. Then number 7, we have completing sentence. Here we have another 5 marks. That in number 8 we have use of prefix and suffix. Here this contains another 5 marks. That we have 8 grammatical items and containing total 45 marks. Then we have rest 3 items. Number 9, you have use of tag questions. It also contains 5 marks. Number 10, the use of connectors, sentence connectors. It also contains 5 marks. The final and the last one is use of punctuations. It also contains 5 marks. Total 11 items, 60 marks. 11 items, 60 marks. Okay, dear students, you can see here on the board. I have already written the name of 11 grammatical items that containing 60 marks. 10 of them containing 5 and only one, that is number 6, changing sentence containing 10. And you have one more thing. I have one more thing to discuss with you, that fill in the gaps with clues. There will be 10 gaps containing half number. Fill in the gaps with clues. There also be 10 gaps containing half marks. And in the table you have 5. That means you have to create 5 sentences and you have to make 5 sentences. In right form, use of the right form of the verbs, you have another 10 gaps which containing 0.5 marks, half marks. Narration, total is 5. Changing sentence, you have 10 sentences containing 1 mark is 10. completing sentence, you have 5 sentences containing 1 mark 5. Use of completing sentence, use of suffix and prefix, you have 10 suffix gaps containing half mark. And use of tag question, you have 5 tag question, you have 5 question containing 1 mark. And sentence connectors, you have 5 gaps containing 1 mark. And use of punctuations, you have 5 marks. There will be a paragraph, and in that you will have to use the capital letters, full stops, all the punctuation marks, most of the punctuation marks in one text. And this is the part called grammar part, which contain 60 marks. I have tried to discuss with you about the distribution of the marks, and interestingly, one thing I have to share with you, that in class 8 you have already practiced narration, changing sentence, use of suffix and prefix, and use of punctuations. These are the items which you have already studied in class 8. So it will be less difficult, or it will be easier for you to practice. But remember, one most important thing is that in changing sentence in class 8 you have only the easier portion of the changing sentence, affirmative to negative, affirmative to interrogative, affirmative to exclamatory, changing voice, that's it. But in class 9 you have changing the sentence from simple to complex, simple to compound, and we will have to study details. We will have to analyze details if we want to answer the question based question given on this part, changing part. And here number 1, filling the gaps with clues. Here we have some clues given based on a text, and we will have to answer them. But in number 2, where we have to answer filling the gaps without clues, that means here you have to use the articles, use the conjunctions, you will have to use some parts of speech, you will have to use some prepositions, etc. And completing table, comparing the other parts, this particular item is much more easier, because it is a table divided into 3 parts, and you have to make a sentence out of it. And right form of verbs in class 6, 7, you already practiced right form, use of the right form of verb. Narration and speech, you have practiced it in class 8. Changing sentence also in class 8. Completing sentence, this is totally new for you. This is totally new for you, very new items for you, and further with the passage of time you will learn about it. And use of prefix and suffix you have already practiced in class 8. And tag question is the most interesting items ever. Personally, I have seen in grammar section. And you will, when you will practice this, you will have a lot of fun. Then the use of connectors. It is another type. It is a type of conjunctions which connects the sentence connectors. It is also a easier part. And use of punctuations you have already practiced in class 8. So we have discussed about grammar item 60. So now we have rest number of 40, and in this side of the board now I will write down about the writing part of 40. In number 11 is a punctuation. Number 12, you will have to answer a paragraph. This contains number 10. Then we will have to answer a CV. CV means curriculum vitae. CV means curriculum vitae, that will contain 8 marks. Number 14, you will have to answer an application. That will contain 10 marks. Number 15 and the final items of the writing part is composition. Writing a composition that will contain 12 marks. That means 40 marks. There is 40. There is 60. That means 100 marks. Now you all have an idea about paragraph. Paragraph, normally we have studied a lot of paragraph in our lower classes, in class 8, 7, 6, something like that. But a total brand new item will be CV. CV means, I have already told you, CV means curriculum vitae, that you will have to details of your address, and for the professional life you will have to answer something. You will have to give your all personal and educational information for getting a job. That means CV for professional, for preparing yourself traditional professional life. Application, we are already been acquainted with this item. There is application in C class 6, 7, and composition will also know it and well known, very familiar with composition. These are the writing part, and which contain 40 words. So, my dear students, today I have tried to discuss with you about the marks distribution of English second paper. But you know, today someone may say these are pretty easy. Everyone knows it. Yes, I agree with them. But I also believe that previously I mentioned that I believe a lot of students don't know about the marks distribution. So today's class is not only any particular grammatical item, but rather I have tried to discuss this marks distribution, the particular writing part, grammar part, which you will have to answer in the examination. These are the all. But in my next class, I will try to discuss with you the grammatical from any of the grammatical items. Till then, I hope you will all stay safe, stay at home, and wear mask whenever you go outside. And we all pray to our Almighty Allah that He will save us from this pandemic. Goodbye. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.